Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, I'm Kim. This is Core Union. So I just wanted to tell a very quick story, and if you guys are new here, thank you for watching my videos. If you enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up because it does help my YouTube channel grow. So it's going to be very short and sweet, but it's just one of my favorite stories. It was a few years back, and it just shows you how when you have zero resistance, and in fact, when you believe in yourself in a particular area, and you just like surrendered to the whole thing, that things in your reality actually will manifest very quickly. And just a side note, if you're constantly worried about the time, then that means that you're in a lack of faith, and you're in basically doubt. So when you feel yourself being really in a sense of urgency, you want to take a cue from your emotional guidance system and step back and really look and say, do I trust in this process? Yes or no? Do I trust in God? Yes or no? And do I trust in my ability to manifest? Because those three things are fundamental. So this was years ago, and somebody that I knew, we were talking about them getting a car. We got clear the year, the model, the make, and the color inside. And so this was my mission now, and this was just fun, that every single morning, now remind you, I wasn't manifesting the car for myself. I've manifested I have a Range Rover Evoque, and I've manifested that. My part in this was to find this very specific year, make, model, and color car, which was very hard to find. So I took pleasure in it, and every single morning, I just obsessively looked at every website. I enjoyed looking for it. I wasn't finding it anywhere. I called a couple dealerships that carried that particular manufacturer, make, and model. Nobody had them, and they were saying things like, oh yeah, it's going to be hard to find. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to listen to you because I've already learned that you're just reflecting back some little doubt that I have. So whatever, I don't believe you. It's going to be very easy for me to find. So we decided one day to go out and just go out car shopping. Not that the person was going to buy the car today, but obviously just to physically go out and see if we could find a car. And we ended up going to a city that wasn't even someplace that we regularly visited. So I don't even know. We were inspired, obviously. So this is a bridge of events. This is inspired action. This is kind of what it looks like. So we have had an urge, and we listened to it, and we just went. We didn't question it. It wasn't like a big deal. So we went, and we must have gone to, I don't know, say about 4 different car dealerships. Nobody had obviously the make and the model and the specific car and whatever. So we were at the one that was supposed to be the last one, and then we were supposed to leave and just, end it for the day. I had a very strong feeling to take a left instead of a right. There was another dealership. There was one more dealership that was a Mercedes dealership, which had nothing to do with this used car that I had been looking at. That's really hard to find. Nothing to do, totally different manufacturer. But I followed my urge, and it was very strong. Here's what was so funny about this. All of the other dealerships, when we pulled into every single other dealership that we went to that day, I parked in the typical parking spot of anybody who's going in to buy a car. I didn't, so I just parked where you're supposed to park. For some reason, when we were coming up to the Mercedes dealership, I took a left in the parking lot, and I just followed my feeling. I ended up driving around the back of the building where the service bay is and where like all of the cars of employees are parked. I'm just driving, and I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. And then I look over, and there is the exact car that I've been looking at. Now, I don't know what the year is, but it looks exactly like it. And it has somebody's license plate on it. So we figured it must have been somebody's car that worked there. I walk into the dealership. As soon as I walk in, a gentleman who works there walks by me, and he goes, hey, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, awesome. I said, so I'm looking for, and I named the car that I'm looking for, the year, the make, the model, the color. I drove around the back, and I happened to see one parked, but it has somebody's license plate. And he said, well, you know what? And I said, what? He said, that literally just came in on a trade-in. And I said, what year is it? And he told me the year. I said, "You're kidding me." He said, "No." He said, "We just need it for 24 hours to inspect it, make sure it's good to go, and then we'll be putting it up for sale." And this wasn't about purchasing it all. This wasn't for me, but I just wanted to point out how this worked. I was researching and pretty much just doing it and imagining it and finding pleasure in the research. I'm finding pleasure in this. It wasn't complicated. I did some imaginal acts of just seeing it in person, but it wasn't complicated. It was very simple, which is what I always try to say, is that you want to just keep things simple and not trust your 3D reality. You want to trust your inner world more, because it's your inner world that is creating your outer world. So if in your reality, if you are experiencing things in your 3D that you don't like, instead of constantly beating yourself up about it and being so frustrated about it, step back from it and decide, what is it that I want in this? And just for a little bit, ask yourself a few questions. Why do I believe this is happening with whatever it is? If it's money, I believe that money is scarce. I believe that money is the root of all evil. I believe that I don't deserve money. Or if it's a relationship, I have a belief that relationships are scary. I have a belief that if I love somebody, if I fall in love, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get betrayed. Breaking into a new career, I have a belief that if I don't have a degree, or if I don't have this amount of experience, or that everyone else is just better than me, I believe in competition. I somehow have this belief that I'm not worthy of, or I'm not enough. These things, and for good reason, I understand, they feel very valid to you because you had experiences probably growing up where people made you feel things happened to you. You have a belief now that maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you're not worthy, or maybe love is just unsafe, or maybe people are really scary, or that you just have to keep yourself at arm's length. You have to guard yourself. You have to always protect yourself. Those things are not happening now. And if you allow those fears to constantly dictate what your experiences are going to be and what you allow yourself to enjoy in this life, in this body, if you deny yourself the pleasures of life, of love, of companionship, of abundance, because you still believe, because there's an old program running, that if you go for any of those things, you're going to get hurt. So you're protecting yourself. I want to just say this. You're not protecting yourself. You're sabotaging yourself. You're stopping yourself from having what you truly deserve, because you are worthy and you are more than enough, and you're beautiful and you're magnificent and you are perfect exactly how you are. Okay? Anyway, I love you guys so much. Comment down below and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Nothing can come, nothing can come between us.